We're live! Welcome back to Indy Fanatics for another live watch along in 2023. It is the season of Alex Palou, but Iowa is the season of Team Penske this year. Penske lockout in the top three. Will Power takes pole position for today and tomorrow's race. Scott McLaughlin is on P2 in both days as well, but Joseph Newgarden didn't get the memo of catching up and being P3 for tomorrow as well. He just kind of decided that he was going to be P7, I think, tomorrow. But
is what it is.
Joseph Newgarden, what's the stat that you were telling me before we went live, Stephen?
He's led more laps at the Iowa short oval than the entire grid combined.
Mental. Absolutely mental how good Joseph Newgarden is at Iowa. But the real question is, I suppose, going into every weekend now with his closest rival being, I think, 117 points behind his teammate Scott Dixon. Can anyone stop Alex Palou? Not qualified great, but as we know, not qualifying great doesn't stop Alex Palou because come the end of the race, he usually always finds a way to go and be at the front of the field.
I was going to make a stupid comment like short speedways don't really suit Palou, but then I'm probably going to look at the results last year and see Palou came top 5 in both races probably.
I've no idea. But Isla Garcia, hi. Welcome to the chat and welcome to everyone who kind of watches us along. Obviously, we're early. I don't think coverage has started here in the UK for our side of things here, but we just thought we'd get in a bit of pre-chat. Obviously, we're going to be live tomorrow for the watch along as well. But yeah, I guess we can, if there's any people who want to have discussions in chat, then obviously we can go from there. But Stephen, any kind of, I suppose, I think I was engaged with someone on Twitter earlier in the week and they said from last year's rookies, we've had 2 winners now in Christian Lundgaard, like full season rookies. I know obviously Christian Lundgaard had kind of had a season, well, a little bit of a start of a season before that. And who else? Carl Kirkwood has won after being a rookie. Could one of Malukas, Di Francesco and Ilott also get one? Hi, Mike. Nice to see you in chat. Go for that. Could any one of them do that? I said no. I don't think they have the machinery. What's Malukas going to done for Sunday? He's going to put it P3. But again, like we said, it's going to be very hard to beat anyone other than Joseph Newgarden here at Iowa or even Penske, because obviously Will Power and McLaughlin starting 1 and 2. We know McLaughlin does like ovals. Obviously, these kind of short track ovals, a little bit different to the super speedways that we've had in the season so far at Texas and obviously the big one at the Indianapolis 500. But yeah, do you just see this is Penske's weekend?
They look strong, but never rile off the man who shared last year's winnings with Joseph Newgarden. Pato!
Hello, Taras. Good to see you in chat.
To victory lane for the McLaren of Pato Awards. It's been too long. The season started with oh so close, but it was still the best start that he had with McLaren. And then all fell apart.
All fell apart.
But the thing is, double Iowa could mean double wins for anyone. And if you're going to challenge Palou this year, you've got to rock up here and get a double win.
Yep. And the best placed person to do that, like we said, is Joseph Newgarden.
Probably Joseph Newgarden.
Yeah, you're right. I think any of his kind of contenders, I mean, look, Dixon's always good on super speedways. I think traditionally he's always been not worse. He's still very good, but maybe not got the wins under his belt, especially at Iowa, which, as we said again, just is, this is Joseph Newgarden's track. But yeah, it's certainly something that Scott Dixon's got to make a statement. He is qualified ahead of Palou in both races, so still a chance to gain points. Just how many? And from them, Chris, great to see you in chat. Is this double header becoming a crown jewel of IndyCar? Interesting, because obviously we had that weird season after COVID, didn't we? Where they couldn't quite, because some of the tracks were not able to host due to COVID. We had a load of double headers, didn't we? And then we had basically no double headers. And now we've got this double. This is the second year of High V. I think they've been a really good and really proactive sponsor, a real asset to IndyCar.
They got Ed Sheeran.
Yeah,
headlining
I was going to say
festival thing
tomorrow. I think it's certainly better than today's start. I think today's start as a contestant off the American Love Island. So a little bit of difference in caliber of the kind of people leading the charge there. But if you're a fan of Love Island, then I guess he might be a big deal to you. Maybe. No idea who the bloke is. But Ed Sheeran is headlining. That is quite a big coup for IndyCar for sure. And hopefully it pulled in some, fans who aren't IndyCar fans. And then they stay IndyCar fans for hopefully the great racing we'll see. And Taras, as he said, ready for 28 cars in less than a mile of track.
Yes. Yeah, it is tight. It is tight.
It's going to be mad. How long are the laps? They're about 30 seconds, are they? Something like that.
When Pato was on that charge at Texas, it felt like there was cars everywhere.
Yeah.
And that was a super speedway. We are now at a short oval where it just chaos ensues.
It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. Who's got bets on some of Palou's rivals paying off other drivers to take Palou out in these two races?
Roman Grosjean.
No.
No.
Hey, Steph, how you doing? How you rating your boy Alexander Rossi's chances this weekend? Where is Rossi? Yeah, that is a good one. We'll wait until obviously we've got closer to the start of the race to kind of do a full grid rundown. But yeah, if you let us know where Rossi is, I don't think he was in the top 10, but I could be wrong there.
I saw a article.
Working our way up from the back
nice
again.
Talking point.
Yeah, okay.
Of the two men under pressure at the moment, for kind of contrasting things, Marcus Ericsson and Roman Grosjean. Thoughts and feelings? Ericsson had a really awkward radio message with the team.
Did he?
At the end of Toronto, apparently. Something along the lines of, why did you tell me to push after I overtook Pato? And then the team were like, we know we messed up. You don't have to keep going on about it. And the tones being used were a bit of...
Things aren't all happy in paradise. Like I said before, my opinion on Marcus Ericsson is I like Marcus. He is a good driver. There is no doubt that he's a good driver. Is he top tier driver like an Alex Palou's, the Dixons, Powers, Newgardens of the world?
We got Will Power and Roman Grosjean sitting next to each other, and no punches are getting thrown.
Incredible, because Will Power says someone needs to punch him in the face.
He says yes, someone. He didn't specify.
Exactly, he wanted to steal race in this race. But yeah, my thoughts on Marcus Ericsson: shut up. You're in the best car on the grid. Put your ego aside in terms of whether you should be a paid driver or not. Take. As long as Chip will allow you to be in that Ganassi car, sort it. Because if you have a falling out with the team and he's going to leave it, Marcus, you're not going to be regularly competing for Indy 500 wins or race wins like you will in a Ganassi car. Since the Aeroscreen era has begun, there is not a better team who have kind of consistently performed in the series. Do not throw that away. That would be stupid.
He's backed by Swedish billionaires, so I feel like money can't be a problem for Marcus Ericsson.
Can't be too much of an issue, surely, But Bal, hello, Indy fanatics. Hello, Bal, and hello, Scott. Great to see you. I think it's been a couple of races, mainly because us being all over the place. But yeah, exactly. Ericsson should be thankful that Chipster took his checks. That's what I would say. Like. It's not a dig at Ericsson. I think he is a good driver. I'm not saying that
Think
he's
so.
not a good driver, but realize what you've got there. A lot of drivers will be, going over. They'll pay for that seat to have the chance kind of going from there. Shush and drive. Shush and drive. From there, been a busy last couple of races. It has indeed, and it's Alex Palou in all fashion. But your other one, Roman Grosjean, I said it, I think, in our coverage of last race. Interesting to see what you think on this one. But I think we are watching the last races of Roman Grosjean's single seat career. I think he will go to sports cars after this season because I don't think Andretti will renew his contract.
Problem is, we're not watching the last races because they ain't even finishing races. When was the last time Roman Grosjean crossed the finish line for the checkered flag? I don't even know. I can't name the race. It's probably the Indy road course. Or have has he finished a race since then? Man!
When's the last time Grosjean finished a race?
Did he manage? He didn't finish on the lead lap at Road America.
5 Indy Fanatics points to whoever gets the right answer.
Well, mid-Ohio. Must have finished at mid-Ohio, right? Like probably 10 laps down or something. Yeah. Or was that Road America? I don't know.
I don't know. But Festival of Speed was really good, Bal.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. I know you kind of commented and said you were watching all weekend and you didn't see us once. How dare you? It's all right. We kept ourselves hidden, but we watched it. It was great. Great to be there. Carrie Underwood. This is a proper lineup. You've got Carrie Underwood and Ed Sheeran on the same weekend.
Country?
Yeah, she's country. Country music.
One of the
biggest female artist in country music, isn't she? Carrie Underwood. And from there, but yeah, she's a very good singer. That's irrelevant to the racing. Perez is now paid by Red Bull Racing, I guess, after Indy 500. Ericsson deserves pay as well. Would Harvey have more money to bring to RLL? I get he probably deserves. But like I said, if Chip Ganassi aren't prepared to pay him, I wouldn't get my knickers in a twist over it. Whether I think I deserve it or not, I would just go, I'm in a great car. Let's keep driving. Because let's be honest, I'm sure Ericsson is working hard to get people to fund him, but I'm pretty sure he's not self-funding that out of all his own money.
Nah. I presume most of the ride is probably funded by the Swedish billionaire.
Yeah, and the Husky chocolate. Yeah. For now. Rogo found out that outpacing a coin car is much different than being given a car that can win.
Yes.
Absolutely. And I think, like I also said in the thing, Grosjean is an emotional driver, and that's very good with the highs and the low. Palou is Mr. Level. You will never see Palou kind of too happy or too down about things. He kind of takes everything in his stride. Grosjean is very much a driver who wears his heart on the sleeve, which is great. It means he's really passionate. When he's winning, it means he's really good. But when he's losing, it means that he can go into a vicious decline. And I think that is where we're at because, yeah, you are talking, you can't remember the last race that he finished.
Yeah, and obviously when you say winning, you don't mean literally winning because he hasn't done that.
Oops. How many laps before the first driver goes a lap down, and which driver would it be? I think probably.
Isn't it Pedersen style at the back?
Yeah, I was going to say probably the AJ Foyt boys. They look really slow this weekend, don't they? I think they're both on the back row. Both Santucci and Pedersen on there. We'll do a grid run through very quickly. Don't know who she is. I'm only here to see cars go round in circles. Brilliant. No idea. I'll say Graham Rahal. Well, actually, yeah, for quite a lot of you, obviously.
Santucci isn't on the back, right? You can do the lineup if you want.
Okay.
It's on screen if you want to do that.
No, we'll do this one because it messes up on screen. So obviously we've got guys on track. We'll be starting the race soon. So here is a grid run through for you. So Will Power, he will start on pole both days, but today he's on pole position. Scott McLaughlin P2, Newgarden P3. So all three Penske cars occupying the top three positions. Scott Dixon, Palou's nearest title rival, is in P4. Pato Ward P5. Colton Herta P6, who did have a good Toronto, he's looked pacey again, Colton Herta, more the kind of Colton that we're used to seeing pace-wise, but again, Andretti just have a way of messing things up. Alex Palou is P7 today. Roman Grosjean P8. David Malukas P9. Impressive that he's qualified for P3. Tomorrow we'll discuss more about him probably later in the race. Marcus Ericsson, who we've been talking about, is in P10. And Takuma Sato, obviously driving ovals only for sharing that drive with Marcus Armstrong. He will be in the number 11 car starting P11. Devlin DiFrancesco, good qualifying from him, to be fair, starting P12. Graham Rahal, P13. Elio Castro Neves, 14. Arenas VK, 15. Ryan Hunter Ray, 16. Carl Kirkwood, 17. Disappointing for him. Ed Carpenter, 18. Christian Lundgaard, up fresh off his first win within the series. He needs to grow the mustache back because he's down in P19. Alexander Rossi, P20. Ahead of teammate Rosenqvist in 21. Connor Daly returns the series. Obviously dropped from Ed Carpenter Racing, but filling in. Obviously, he's good. Ovals, I think, was it here or was it Gateway that he got that pole position for Carlin Racing? But anyway, Connor Daly is still filling in for the unfit to race Simon Pagenaud after that. Obviously, really harsh and scary crash at Mid-Ohio. Glad he was able to walk okay, but still not clear to race. Callum Ilott, P23, followed by his teammate Augustin Calapino in 24. Santino Ferrucci, 25. Jack Harvey, 26, continuing to struggle in that RLL team and to keep up with his teammates. Stingray Robb is 27th, and Benjamin Pedersen is P28. Going from there, I went for Graham Rahal, so backing on him to have some issues. Stingray Robb was Scott Miller's shout. Bruce Spruce, Stingray Robb. Stash was lucky. Absolutely it was. Ericsson Husky Benefactor is tired of writing such big checks. I can't blame him. I can't blame anyone involved. Things don't always work out or they change. Absolutely. How many ways are there for Americans to say Graham Rahal? I don't know. Is the Husky money different from the money that sorted the Sauber driver? Not sure. Anyway, yes, we'll move away from the comments because we are going to go green here as Will Power will lead us to the green flag. Do you want to start us for the race today, Stephen?
Start for the race?
Yeah, I'm going to back you. Yeah, you're going to take us to green today.
All lining up. Who's the best? We're going on Stingray to be first one lapped. How many laps do you think they're going to do it?
9.
As they take, is it 10-4? As they come around, Will Power launches off. Good start. As Scotty Mack slots in behind Jersey Newgarden, no real movers out the front there. As it's all relatively calm, but 4 wide in the middle there with a Maishank car. Will Power, good getaway. And as the Penske slot into formation of 1, 2, 3. As they go a proper jump away, as Scott Dixon has a look on the outside of Jason Newgarden. Backs off from Pato on the outside of Herta? Or is this Herta on the inside of Pato? Uno Reverso. Holds it. Pato keeps it.
Pato obviously made the outside line work very well for him there, so he clearly feels very comfortable at Iowa riding that higher line and, was managing to hold on to that position. And after Scott Dixon was having a look at Joseph Newgarden, Pato is flying here. He is right on the back of Scott Dixon. Is he going to go for an early position change here? I think he will. So he switched up from going high where Scott Dixon was on that line and he's switching up to go low. But now Dixon goes on Newgarden. No, doesn't make it stick.
A lot of people are having a look, but a lot of people are not moving.
Absolutely. Looks like Roman Grosjean is fallen back a few positions, fighting with Malukas. Takuma Sato started P11, has moved up to P8 behind teammate.
Dixon on the inside on Newgarden.
Is he going to make it stick?
No, just has another little look. They were side by side across the finish line. We've got hiccups.
And now Pato's having a look. It's a really interesting fight between 3, 4, and 5 here. It just feels that take one wrong line or just kind of get one wrong entry and it opens up there.
Whoa!
Grosjean is just going backwards at the moment, like his IndyCar career. Rude. Rude. Do not say that. I feel for Grosjean, but it is tough.
Though.
It was tough at the moment. But yeah, Marcus Ericsson moves into the top 10 and Grosjean moves out of the top 10. Devlin Di Francesco goes 12. But whoa, look at Alexander Rossi.
P13.
What a start he's had. P20 today, moved up to P13.
It's getting close between Palou and Dixon. As they nearly front wing, rear wing contact gets made. Tightest of margins on ovals. How quick are they going around Iowa?
I think it's around more the 180 mark.
180?
Just because obviously the straights are shorter, so they can't get up to those speeds of 200 mile an hour. John Van der Venter, great to see. I predict Newgarden will sweep the weekend. It's a good shout from there. Newgarden sitting pretty at P3 at the moment. He will make his moves later in the race, I'm sure. But it is literally these early kind of first 10 laps have been dominated by this little battle between Scott Dixon and Pato. Has been interchanged with a threat of Dixon on Newgarden, but seems like Newgarden's gapped him a little bit from there, and Pato just is all over the back.
Just hugging the inside line.
He is indeed.
He's diving for
it is interesting seeing these kind of two racing lines, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the tactics on it.
Dixon just holding the very solid, consistent outside line. Pato just keeps riding that lower line, trying to get a better run, trying to get something on a move on Dixon. We're in that like tactical stage. No one's going to win a race here, but you can definitely lose a race. So no one wants to take any massive risks.
And if you're within that kind of top 5 at the moment, you know you're still having a good race. You are going to probably still see kind of more of the bigger moves from, less so Palou, but, still maybe see Grosjean, Ericsson and Malukas still try and make moves. I know obviously Grosjean was just going backwards. Rossi potentially trying to still get past Devlin Di Francesco after his fantastic start as we ride on board with him now. Scott, that is pretty much an indictment of who IndyCar think were going to win this weekend when they had Joseph Newgarden $42 in the fantasy racing.
Wow.
So that was a huge investment.
Wow.
Usually you're around about the 30, 32 mark for the favourites, but 42. So basically, if you have Joseph Newgarden, it would probably be one of those races. It would have been much better to get second, third and predict first than anything else. Just a replay of the start. You can see Takuma Sato made a huge kind of start there, and obviously Alexander Rossi. I think it's now in like 3 and 4.
Is that him around the outside there?
I think so. It was.
I don't know. That was Connor. Is that Connor Daly?
No, that would be Ryan Hunter-Reay, who also looks like he's had a good start as well.
He went flying around the outside.
To be fair, he had got past Devlin, but Devlin seemed to have found the way back past from there, so maybe wasn't able to compete.
Dixon's made the move. Pato's made the move on Dixon. Finally on the inside as Pedersen, the first man to fall on lap 17.
We were saying Stingray Rob, but it is Pedersen who is the first driver to go a lap down. It means they've caught the pack, and this is short ovals. This is the carnage of short ovals. Once you catch the end of the pack, if you have green flag racing, it is just absolute carnage, and trying to figure out who's where, who's racing actually who on track. And this is where all the opportunities go up. I don't know if that's how O'Ward was able to affect Dixon. I don't think it was, because I'm not sure Newgarden had made his way past the traffic yet. But yeah.
Oh, Herta below battling it out. I did see they were switching positions on the timesheets. Looks like Herta's, I think it's like the Pato Dixon. Palou's riding the low line. Herta holding the high line.
And that's McLaughlin gets past Stingray Rob. That's not for the lead, just to confirm for anyone confused. You will see the most Indy overtakes probably in an IndyCar race this for position, maybe not, but certainly in terms of number of overtakes on track, there will be so many from there. We are lap 20 out of the 250 laps. We are here again tomorrow, as it is 2 race and a doubleheader weekend here at Iowa. But it's been all green flags so far, and I would hesitant to say quite a cautious start from most of the drivers so far. Obviously, the kind of start of the race was a time for kind of big moves being made. But yeah, interesting to see not too many big movers. Ericsson has found his way, and Malukas found his way past Sato. So I don't know if Sato got himself a little bit high, made himself a little bit vulnerable, struggling to get through that lap traffic, potentially, because he's now 2 seconds off Ericsson. And got Grosjean close on his back as well. NASCAR somehow managed the LA Coliseum. I know, it's crazy. But yeah, absolutely kind of crazy racing here with all the kind of overtakes that are going to be going on and lapped cars. It's really difficult to go on there. I mean,
there goes Harvey.
In our first season, what was it? We had Simon Pagenaud go to the back of the field and win from top.
Yeah.
There we go. Rossi girls in chat. Steph being very proud of Alexander Rossi and his start, making his way up from P20 to P13. Pit row would be probably where Ross would be hoping to kind of make his next big gains. Obviously, you know, it's so important, pit row and those in laps and out laps. It can be so key where you kind of filter yourself out on these tracks. One mistake and it can completely ruin your race here because, if you don't kind of get a wheel on in a road course, yes, it really affects you a lot of positions. But here, it could probably even, put you a lap down if you have a serious kind of issue in the pits.
And it looks like Palou has made the move stick now on Colton Herta. Working the inside line has paid off, as he now puts a comfortable gap between him and Colton Herta, making his move into P6. Anywhere in the top 5 for Palou today is basically a victory. He doesn't need to do a lot at this point for the rest of the season. Just top 5s will do.
Careful for Will Power there. He's trying to get past Santino Ferrucci as he was approaching the pack. You had Connor Daly and Santino Ferrucci fighting on track. You got Scott McLaughlin looking on the inside. I don't think Ferrucci's going to fight this too hard and stay out of position, but this is such the skill of short track ovals. How you navigate this traffic is absolutely huge. Alex, go Rossi. Hopefully he has a good day. Need a positive weekend after lap 1 disaster in Toronto. Absolutely he does. Rossi just needs just a spell of good luck for sure. 12 of you in the stream, which is great to see, and 8 thumbs up. Fantastic. Thanks so much for everyone who's watching. If you do like the streams, do give it a thumbs up. It helps us, apparently, whatever the YouTube is. I mean, regardless of who's watching, whether it's 1 or 12 or 200, whatever it is in the stream, we're always going to be here. Apart from when we're not.
Be here. What a slogan.
Bigalelli!
Oh, it looks like Palou's got Dixon. Is this Palou working the inside line? Are we going to see them switch again? Or is Palou actually just flying? Is he flying right now?
It is Alex Palou. He is just blinkers set on the championship. It does not matter what track we go to. It does not matter what type of track we go to. Alex Palou, whether he qualifies in P14, whether he qualifies on pole, whether he qualifies P7, he is always a threat in races. He's worked his way. Yeah, it may be.
Dixon's got out of shape somewhere because he's also let Malukas through as well.
Potentially, or maybe his tyres have worn earlier than he was hoping. I think it's usually, isn't it, around 10th. About kind of 50 laps. But yeah, I don't know if it is just people's tyres dropping off, because we do know with the Firestones on ovals, once your tyres drop on a short oval like this, you can really drop quickly.
As Ericsson gets Dixon as well. They're dropping. They're dropping like lead balloons out there. I don't know when the first pit window is at all. Great to see you in chat, Chadwick. Good from there. I ate too much popcorn, Bruce. Corn! Rookie mistake. Do we have corn? We do have corn if you want corn. Well, I don't know if it's our sponsors of High V.
We're in corn country.
When we get a caution, when Romain Grosjean bins it in a wall, I'll get the corn.
Unbelievable. We're always here, even when we aren't. The Indy Fanatics motto. Absolutely bad. Lap 35 of 250. All green laps so far. Nice clean racing. Will Power has led every lap so far of this Iowa race 1. He was commanding in pole position, and the man who was qualifying up with there and who will be on his tail tomorrow as well, Scott McLaughlin, is just been following his tail all race, but he is well there with him. And Newgarden, not quite up there, but the Penske's have kind of comfortably put themselves in this little gap at the front at the moment. But as we know with short ovals, things can change in a heartbeat. It only takes a poorly timed or a well-timed pit stop combined with a poorly timed or well-timed caution, depending on how you look at it, to completely switch how the race looks. But yeah, coming into today, Dixon was Palou's nearest rival, and it looks like he's maybe getting a little bit coming back, or
having a bit of a battle with Takuma Sato right now.
I think Dixon got very low, very low. He's touched the inside track there. I don't know if he's struggling for grip, and he's trying to get every little bit of grip, trying to take the shorter one, but he's fighting Takuma. He uses the back marker of Santino Ferrucci here to his advantage. Obviously held up Takuma Sato because Ferrucci and Sato were on the same line. So that's given Dixon a little bit of breathing room there, but
survives.
Yeah, smart. That's the experience coming in. Short ovals are their own thing. They really separate the wheat from the chaff. Tom Snever, Michael Andretti, and Sam Hornish were generally head and shoulders above their peers at such places. Yep, you need to paint that on your beige wall behind you. Absolutely, we do. Ah, God.
And what's Colton Herta doing? Dropping like a lead balloon.
He is dropping like a lead balloon.
In the jaws of Rossi, who makes light work of him. Surely the pit window is about lap 50. Surely he's got about 10 laps to go, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Am I being too optimistic?
He's just got to hold on. Surely he's got to hold on.
He's going. He's gone out of the top 15.
Into the pits.
Into the pits?
Surely he's got to be into the pits.
He's in the pits.
I was going to say, he couldn't have dropped that much, unless he's binned it. Bobbing and weaving through traffic. This is short track racing. Absolutely is. So are the speedway tracks defined by the car's speed? Then, because this wouldn't be a short track in NASCAR, would it? Potentially. That is a good question, Bow. I don't know how to answer that one. Scott maybe, or someone else in chat may be able to answer that better. Short ovals are typically under a mile in length. Bang. Got it. Bang. Mad Dogma Lucas. He's moved up into P6 behind Alex Palou. Interesting one through there. Herta finished 8 laps down in this race last year. Yeah, from history.
Oh, he's having problems in the pit. He's
having
problems in the pit.
Oh, dear.
Herta's race is over.
He finished 8 laps down last year. He may finish even further down this year.
But maybe it's all about finishing.
I was going to say, Andretti and short ovals don't traditionally have a good package. Is this Scott McLaughlin? I wasn't sure if he was potentially going to have a look on Will Power there. Will Power's been running the high line as Herta rejoins. This could be an interesting one. Obviously, he comes out on fresh rubber and he won't be wanting to go down another lap so far in here. So he could be tricky, or he could make his way easily past the car that's in front.
Like 2 laps down?
Colton's cursed this season. Colton's been cursed the last 2 seasons.
Or is he going to be even as much as 3 laps down? He is 3 laps down. As Pedersen's been lapped twice.
And this is Carnett. Where is that? So we've got 3 Andretti's on track together. Grosjean, Di Francesco, and Kirkwood's taken Rossi.
It's the roadblock.
And Rosenqvist has come out of nowhere here. I don't know if there's been some early pit stops from other drivers. I think Ed Carpenter maybe have been in the pits. VK, Hunter Ray, they may have gone for an early pit. Whoa, that is tied up in the wall. Santino Ferrucci racing hard there. That won't go down as a popular move for sure. that will be questioned, I'm sure, by his fellow colleagues in the race.
Especially when you're running down a P25. Don't get involved if it ain't your race. As Will Power makes us move past Felix Rosenqvist to bring us to 14 cars with 13 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, I'd agree, Scott. I'd say Carlton has been in a bit of a funk since that kind of failed. He was in the Sauber seat and then he wasn't in the Alfa Romeo Sauber seat. It was a weird one.
Who's that?
Colton Herter.
Oh, yeah.
No. Looks like Rosenqvist has now pitted. Rossi has got ahead of both Grosjean and Di Francesco, with Grosjean just coming into the pits. So Rossi has gone there, but Cole Kirkwood is the one who is flying at the end of this stint. He has made some positions up there and moves into the top 10. Will Power now looks like he is going to be lapping Devlin Di Francesco. Jeez, he is absolutely flying at the front of this race, Will. He is in the zone. We said Penske were going to be hard to beat this weekend, and Will Power shows no signs of slowing down for sure. Yeah, someone said looks a healthy crowd. Yeah, looks a really healthy crowd. Packed car parks all around. From there, grandstands look like they're pretty fully packed in there, which is always brilliant to see on an oval track, especially in the middle of absolutely nowhere, it looks like, from that position. But yeah, it looks like we're in an ad break. Lap 53, I think we are approaching the windows. We've got Christian Lundgaard, last week's race winner, into the pits. Will it be a clean pit stop for RLL? I think Bobby Rahal spoke about it before, that he didn't want necessarily the fastest pit stops. He just wanted the least worst or something like that. Basically, he just wanted clean pit stops. You got to fight the power. Absolutely, Bruce.
Nice.
To be honest, I bet there isn't much else to do in Iowa at this weekend. Wow. Oh, God. Attacking the people of Iowa, pal.
Power's proper gone for it now, nearly putting 2 seconds on Scotty Mack and nearly 5 seconds, 4.5 seconds on Joseph Newgarden.
We did say that in laps and out laps, important. So you've got to feel, other than if he navigated the traffic just slightly better than Scott McLaughlin and Newgarden, it has to feel that Will Power is lining up, getting some quick laps in before he, goes in. Kirkwood's dropped again, and Rossi has overtaken him. So it looks like there was a little battle on there. Kirkwood's going to fight, stay in the lead lap, but here he is, Will Power, our leader. Our leader. I was going to try and find someone else, but that's just it. Our leader for 56 laps of this race so far. It's usually kind of chaotic with these oval races. Obviously, as always with ovals, it's a chess game. It's the latter part of the stages that you really see some power stints. It's all the same compound tyres, so you don't have the kind of alternate and primary compounds affecting the race through there. Looks like maybe he's dropped off a little bit.
Scotty Max
here, Will Power.
Has he got problems?
I'm not sure. I don't know if he went out on the marbles at all.
He looked way slow. We need to see the battle for the lead as Scotty Mack is closing the gap rapidly. It was nearly 2 seconds a few laps ago. Now it's 0.2 of a second.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Never mind, I confused Kirkwood with one of the MSR cars. Don't worry, I've done that many a time, Taras. If you're driving on I-80, the track is well within view. About half
we
mile.
got a car park. 2x2x2. It's Noah's Ark out here. As Pato Award dives for pit lane. It looked like Palou had got Pato before pit lane. So Palou's made his way up to P4 on track. Ericsson into the top 5.
And obviously, you've got some cars there out on different strategies as it currently stands, as the front runners haven't pitted yet. Though looks like no, Dixon hasn't pitted yet. Kirkwood, I'm presuming, is pitted. O'Ward's definitely pitted. Rossi's pitted. Looks a good clean pit stop for him as well. But you've got definitely different types of drivers on different strategies here. And at different kind of grip on their tyre compounds, which is got such a pace contrast, which means that it is so difficult to navigate from there, as there's so many cars in such a tight space. As we are with Marcus Ericsson with the Chip Ganassi team on there, looks a clean pit stop. They're just taking it slow, plenty of fuel in there.
Power's in.
Power is in the pit. Will this be a clean pit stop for our leader of all the laps? It looks like all the guys have come in.
Triple Penske.
Is Palou coming in as well? I think that is Palou coming in behind. Is this going to be a clean pit stop for the Penske driver? Will Power goes 3 clear of Mario Andretti's pole position and extending his lead as the most pole positions in IndyCar this weekend. Can he extend his race wins within the series this weekend as well? He's in the best position to do that. Looked like Palou stayed out. So we have had laps now that haven't been led by Will Power, although Alex Palou has come in a lap later. Will that be key? I don't know.
Well, he would have nabbed his bonus point for leading a lap at least.
Yeah, that's the important one for sure. Noah's Ark line of the year. Absolutely. Penske's cars are all pitting. Yes, they did. Lap 64 of 250 here. It's a kind of frantic, fast-paced race. We've got, who is that?
Is that
Will
Kirk?
Power going... No, I think it's with
it's
Elio
right.
Castro Neves. Exactly. It is so difficult. We have Connor Daly, Elio Castro Neves, and Cole Kirkwood in very similar liveries. All makes it really difficult.
What's this? We got World Dutchman in P4 in Renus VK.
What's going on there?
Have they made the undercut work, or how early did he pit there?
Well, he did pit quite early, considerably. Probably, I want to say 4 or 5 laps earlier than the guys in front of him, but he's definitely made it stick. The undercut is powerful because obviously, on such a short oval, and if you get a little bit of space and navigate the traffic well, you're going to have such a massive speed advantage over those guys who are at the end of end of the stint. So yeah, interesting one from there. Renus VK has always kind of enjoyed the kind of oval racing format. It's good to see him competing because he's been such a star within this series. The last couple of seasons hasn't necessarily been what him and Ed Carpenter Racing would have wanted, but he is still, a big threat within this series. Power with a much better stop. Power's getting held up in traffic, though. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But McLaughlin's still there or thereabouts. Newgarden's hanging on, but over there...
Hasn't made his big move yet, Joseph, but it's a 250 lap race. We're only coming up to 70 laps now.
Yeah, and not even halfway. Not even halfway at this stint. It seems like we've had a lot of laps so far, but yeah, we are not even halfway in this race. Pato Ward still remaining P4. Christian Eriksen, I suppose, has done well.
Whoa, Palou?
Yeah, I was going to say, Palou did not win big in that stop. Although it looks like the timing sheets are correcting themselves. He was down in like 15th at one stage and he's now jumped up to 10th. So
could just be the fresh rubber. He's making moves.
Yeah, I don't think he's made that many moves.
Maybe he just went 1 lap too long on the wearing tyres.
VK starting to struggle here, showing the kind of probably true pace of Ed Carpenter Racing this weekend as both Ericsson and Sato made their way through past him. And now he's got a Frenchman behind him in Roman Grosjean in P8. Who'll be looking for positions. Palou is past Rahal as well. Don't know if he was always past Rahal or he's genuinely made that position on track. But there, Rossi kind of maintains where he was in that P12 position. But Ryan Hunter-Reay doing well for Ed Carpenter Racing in P11. But have to remember, Hunter-Reay and VK did come in early. So that's probably why Rossi has now comfortably made the move past him as well. Lots of overtakes for position on track. You're going to see that all day. We've got a nice
third shot of the local farmlands of the race. I feel like we've seen that farm before, guys.
Well, you know why? You know what's in these fields? Corn! I'm holding out hope that everything falls Willie P's way and he wins this thing. As much as I hate to say, I kind of hope Palou has just a little trouble. I think for the championship, it would be great, but Palou has just been so good. If he finishes in another top 5 here, you've just got to put respect on the name.
Put respect on the name.
That's all that has to be said. You're being kind. I hope Palou has a lot of trouble. Willie P is not the best thing to call him. Cheers, Val. Yeah, I guess so. Right, 76 laps, 250. Stephen.
Over to me. It's all pretty chill right now, Will Power's putting over 2 seconds on Scotty Mac. Joseph Newgarden, as we say, he's kind of still biding his time. About 5 seconds off the lead. Palou's regained in P4. Ericsson in the top 5. The guy we were talking about. Does he just need to shut up? Doesn't really matter how he's performing because he's a paid driver. And then you got Roman Grosjean keeping it on the track, which is nice and impressive for the Frenchman. As I continue my slander towards him.
Wow.
He'll make a great WEC driver, I'm sure. As Alexander Rossi briefly for the first time this race, he's back into the top 10.
Look at him go. And next up, he has that very Frenchman that Stephen was talking about up in his sights. My money is on these early stages. Like we said, cautions can throw everything up in the air and kind of completely flip this race on its head. But if things stay with a lot of green laps here today, I can only see a Team Penske car winning this race. They look incredibly strong, super strong in qualifying. And yeah, again, they're looking super strong in the race. I imagine at the moment, Power, McLaughlin and Newgarden are just fuel number hitting. They've got the natural pace so that when it comes in the latter stages of the race, they're just going to go mad. But
I just noticed Newgarden's gained a couple seconds in the last few laps. Maybe he's starting to make a move. Maybe he's looking to get into that P2 position ahead of the next line of pit stops. But to be fair, Scotty Mac's right on the back of Will Power. If Newgarden catches them, he could go straight into the lead. Maybe,
looks like Rossi's gone. Sorry, Rossi, it's because he was fighting Rossi. Graham Rahal has gone high into the wall. That is going to be a pit stop. Managed to save it in terms of
maybe
not being a caution. I don't know. It looks a little bit of damage on that front wing, maybe.
Didn't dive, or maybe didn't have the opportunity to dive. Oh, Scotty Mac, for the first time, we've got a battle for the lead. As he looks on the inside, traffic may be coming up to save Will Power here. Scotty Mac, probably I didn't see what happened to Graham.
I think Graham managed to keep it out the wall. I don't know if he got caught in, maybe Rossi came up in a draft.
Inside.
And he got caught in like an aero draft. And yeah, just absolutely, what was it? It's an aero wake, something like that. But it's thrown his downforce off for sure, I'm pretty sure. And he had to completely back out the corner. Otherwise, he would have just gone higher and done it. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it was last year or a couple of years ago, he was involved with an incident with Devlin Di Francesco, wasn't he? Must have been last year then, where Devlin kind of took Graham.
Roman Grosjean and Will Power come so close down the start line, but they both get past. And this is bringing Joseph Newgarden right back into it as these two battle out to try to make it past the lap cars. Joseph Newgarden, he's in the picture now. You can see him. He can see the lead of this race. The man who's led more laps than the rest of the grid combined. Finally getting a sniff.
He is playing his chess game, and he is the grand master chess player out there on these short track ovals. Joseph Newgarden just loves Iowa. He won't care that he's not leading these laps. He just knows that he needs to be there when it ends. I remember it was it Texas this year or last year where Scott McLaughlin had dominated the race for so long and he just took him on that last bend. That is the beauty of it. But yeah, Scott McLaughlin definitely in this stint. He's getting closer and closer to overtaking Will Power. Has to back out here as he's got lap traffic in front of him. Or is he going to use it for the slipstream? That is Cole Kirkwood, is it? I think. Yeah, that is Kirkwood. It's got to be Kirkwood, isn't it? Or he could. No, I think it's a Meyershank. I think it's a Meyershank. Penske boys making me nervous. They're going to hit each other. I know, right? They are really going for it, but there's a lot of respect between those three. I definitely don't think there's any issues
Scott
between
Dixon's getting a nice run here. Is he trying to unlap himself as Scott Dixon finds himself in P11?
Yeah, he's trying to not get himself too far down this pack. It becomes difficult once you start going several laps down, or even just the one lap down.
Here comes Joseph Newgarden. Right on the back of Scully Mack. It looks like he's got a great run here.
I think it was potentially Santino Ferrucci who's there, helped out Scott McLaughlin a little bit there, giving him some slipstream to kind of sit in the back of, which kind of halted Joseph Newgarden's charge for sure. But Newgarden's charge has just given Will Power a little bit of breathing room from McLaughlin for the time being. But yeah, all three Penske guys, they are just running tight at the front of this grid. Lap 92. So for some of these cars, we will be approaching the second pit window on pit row very shortly. And that will be the next chance to kind of really throw some things up. We already, because there's been so many green laps, we only have 9 cars still left on the lead lap as it currently stands.
Yep. What did we get at Texas? I think we were down to 3 or 4 cars left on the lead lap on that plateau charge.
It was crazy.
But one caution and it resets the lot. Oh, and Joseph Newgarden on the inside of teammate Scotty Mack. And Will Power's right there.
Bus Bros Unite! Bus Bros Unite!
Oh, that was close. That was close. Joseph Newgarden just had one moment there. It would have been both in the wall, but he completes the move on the inside. Slots in between Will Power and Scott McLaughlin as Newgarden. Is the lead just inevitable at this point?
It is fantastic wheel-to-wheel racing from these Penske guys because you have to be so good here. The margins are so slim. Scott Dixon getting himself in the way again. Kiwi versus Kiwi out on track there. He desperately wants to stay with these leaders because he knows that one caution can still give himself a chance. He's got to keep himself there.
That was contact.
Was there actual contact? I thought Power had a moment, but I don't think there was actual contact. But it definitely has made Rinus VeeKay a little bit nervy there, for sure. He's trying to probably hang on to the end of this stint. He's going to be coming to this new pit window very soon. I'm sure we're going to see Rinus VeeKay in there as he's definitely dropped off, but he's managed to move his way into the top 10. So I'd say that's still probably quite a decent stint there from Rinus VeeKay.
You're a lap down. You're in the top 10, but you're a lap down. It's all okay.
Absolutely. Rossi is the last man who is on the lead lap, but that can't be long before he's behind. But still, P20 up to P8. It's a great race for him so far. Alex Palou sitting behind teammate Takuma Sato, who is P6, Palou P7 there. Ericsson as well, his other teammate is in P5, keeping himself out of trouble, but no one has any answer to these Penske cars at the moment as we are just about to clock up the 100 mark on the laps here at Iowa. There we go. We've just ticked over from there. Now we'll give you a rundown of the top 15, although it is an ever-changing. Will Power is leading. He's led the most laps out there today. Palou has led 1 lap, but I'm pretty sure Power has led every lap other than that out there today. Joseph Newgarden has moved his way up into P2.
On the inside. Will lap traffic help? I think lap traffic's going to help Will Power here. Oh, that was the first look for Joseph at the lead of this race.
I think you're right. Seems a bit of an air of inevitability about Joseph Newgarden getting the lead at some point during this race. But Will Power is still flying out there. He must feel really confident with the race car that he's got out there. McLaughlin moved down from P2 where he started, just recently overtaken from his teammate Joseph Newgarden. Pato Ward's P4, started P5, made his way past Dixon early. in the race with some early exchanges and has managed to stay there for most of the race. Ericsson 5, Sato 6, Palou 7 and Rossi 8. Dixon P9 and Malukas rounding off the top 10. And then just outside there, the final 5 in the top 15. Remember, from 9 downwards, they are all off the lead lap. They're all a lap down. You've got Roman Grosjean, P11, as Stephen's grateful to see, hasn't put it in the wall yet. Rosenqvist, again, like Rossi, had a fantastic start. Shame they qualified poorly because that Arrow McLaren car looks like it has some genuine pace out there. Probably the second quickest team out there today, but still probably no answer for what Penske have got. Kirkwood, P13. Lundgaard, last week's race winner. I can see how many times I can mention that in the stream today. P14 and Graham Rahal. Sorry, that's just changed. No, it hasn't changed back. 14 and Rahal from there. Second round of stops coming soon. Newgarden is more comfortable in the high groove essentially for this type of track. Absolutely he is. He just knows where to drive. He has got this track down to a T. It is like coming home. It is a home away from home, certainly Iowa, for Joseph Newgarden. And this has to be his most successful track in the series, I'm sure. 12 of you in the stream, 10 thumbs up. Great to have so many of you along and watching with us. Hope you're enjoying the race. Obviously, always use the chat to kind of share your thoughts. We'll jump into the queue as much as we can and see what you guys are talking about. But yeah, it's hard to kind of keep up with that track, but we do have 3 Penske drivers just going at each other. Although I don't know if it looks like Scott McLaughlin just has gone. We've got a replay of obviously Joseph Newgarden making that move stick. It was really, really kind of tight on the inside.
Oh,
really close to touching. That's fantastic.
Terrifying.
That's amazing racing from the both. But yeah, at these speeds, it is terrifying.
Oh, and is this it? No, Palou's going to carry on holding. Or will he? Newgarden holds the inside line really well, but just has to slide in behind again. Will he make another little peep on the inside? No, just holds. Will Power survives. Leads more. As they look, and Rossi falls down a lap. As the Friesen Chevy of Will Power takes another victim, as Pedersen looks like he's in just a normal road car as these IndyCars go flying past. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe have to retire because he's going so slowly on track. That seems like a hazard. But yeah, the 3 Chevys carry on in formation. Scotty Mack did close up on Newgarden, so I think it's just... I don't think he's dropping off too much. He's just edging.
We've got Marcus Ericsson, first one out of that kind of top 10, I think, to jump into the pits roads. Is it going to be a clean pit stop there? Looks a fairly good. No, looks like a little issue, I would say. But we know how good I was calling pit stops in Toronto. But it looked like a slight issue on the rear right for me. But
I just got an alert. That's the best pit stop of the race so far from Marcus Ericsson.
It would be sod's law. It would be sod's law for sure. Lundgaard seemed an okay pit stop for last week's winner out in Toronto. Look, you can only say that so many times for an RLL car. So I'm going to milk it as much as I can. First time winner, Christian Lundgaard of last week, is running P20 now, 3 laps down after his pit stop. But remembering the leaders do have to pit. Alexander Rossi also into the pits now. Clean pit stop. Yeah, looks a good pit stop there from Arrow McLaren. Bit sluggish off, but he didn't stall it. So that's the main important thing. Shout out to Stingray Rob. He's moved up quite well. Absolutely. Where is...
Yeah, honestly, he was everyone's favourite to get lapped first.
Absolutely. And he's now P16, it looks like, currently. We've got Ed Carpenter, 4 laps down. Callum Ilott, 3 laps down. Ferrucci, Pedersen. Yeah, Pedersen's 7 laps down.
Pedersen is legit 8 laps down. And
we haven't reached halfway.
He hasn't had any problems. That is 8 laps down on pure pace. Wow.
Wow. I I think Pedersen's doing a really great job out there. I think we're going to be proud of Benjamin Pedersen.
That is shocking and shouldn't really be on the same track as these guys.
Whoa! Mic drop. I just don't think AJ Foyt are pretty slow out there.
No.
Well, you've got generational talent Santino Ferrucci just slightly in front of him.
He's 3 whole laps in front of him. Okay, it's probably a terrible card. But
if you lose the draft on a short oval, you fall behind. Lap 118 of 250. I think it's going to be really interesting to see pit row again for the Penske's. Newgarden, I think he's got the best pit team in the IndyCar paddock. It's going to be a really big stop between him and Will Power. It's going to be a really tight one because he is all over the back of Will Power here. It's going to be a fight for pit row, and they're definitely going to fight here. Who's going to blink first? Who's going to pit first here? What do you reckon? So that first pit window was around about somewhere kind of 40, somewhere kind of like the 50, 55 mark-ish. Looks like we're going to 120, 125.
Who's this trying to unlock themselves?
Oh, I think it's first-time winner last time out in Toronto, Christian Lundgaard.
Oh, wow.
I have reported that actually he's been complaining over the radio with a cold upper lip now that he's not used to having no hair there. He's really...
Oh, Newgarden side by side makes the move and Will Power on the inside line. We've seen it. A lot of people finding success just driving that inside line. And that's put Will Power a bit out of shape. A bit out of shape that Scotty Mack can have a little look on the inside line.
He certainly can. And Will Power, for the first time, I would say on merit, is not leading this race. Joseph Newgarden, the man who was $42 in the IndyCar fantasy game because IndyCar thought he's such a strong favourite here. He leads. Will anyone be able to catch Newgarden now he's got the lead? They'll all be praying for cautions. But it's been all green flags in the kind of first part of this race. We're 2 laps away from the halfway stage. It is fantastic racing out there from the Penske boys. But Joseph Newgarden, the man who has won here so many times, just looks like he is setting himself into the groove and will capitalise.
But one caution, and it brings everyone back into it. And we know who's still on the track. Roman Grosjean.
Foyt put a lot of legs into the 500 basket. I can't blame them, though it does have consequences. Absolutely, and it is consequences certainly are showing big time in this race. Chadwick, sometimes I really hate Joe New. Yeah, absolutely, but it was a great overtake on him. Will Power flying out there, but you have to be more than exceptional as we're seeing Scott Dixon at exactly the halfway stage come in for his second pit stop. John Van der Venter, Newgarden take the lead and will probably hold on to it for the rest of the race, most likely. But you never know what can happen. It is the battle in pit row. A bad pit stop can throw things out. So all Penske drivers go again, and Pato is right up there with the Penske boys in pit row. Joseph Newgarden's out before Will Power's even got some tyres. Where's it going to be? Is it going to be comfortable?
Oh, that was close. It
was comfortable. Yep, there we go. But fresh rubber. Now Power can be the aggressor, where for so long of this, he has been the kind of passive kind of defender, I would say, of the lead of the race. But yeah, let's have a poll for how many laps down Pedersen will finish. I'll go with 17. Oh, geez. I'm going to go with 12. Joey New will likely do 2 more things. 1, run off. 2, hide.
If you extrapolate the results we got so far, halfway through the race, 8 laps down, Pedersen's on course for 16 laps down. He could finish behind someone who crashes out at the end.
Yeah. Sorry, at the end, I was like, no, if they've crashed at the start, they've crashed. Well, no one's crashed, but you know what I mean. Anyway, 128 laps of 250 here at Iowa. Joseph Newgarden, Team Penske, third in the championship coming in today. Championship rival Alex Palou was running P7. It'd be interesting to see where he is after this round of pit stops. But yeah, obviously there's a 10-point gap there. Well, looks like, yeah, did Palou lose out on pit row slightly there? No, again, after pit row, the timing sheets are all over the place. Who knows what's kind of really going on, but I'm sure Palou's going to be making a charge. But yeah, looks like maybe about a 20-point swing at the moment. But when you're 100 points down, 126 points down, 20 points isn't really going to make too much of an indent. Newgarden will be praying for damage on Palou's car at some stage to be involved in a scuffle.
Patou struggling with traffic there. Ericsson nearly made a opportunistic move. Patou survives.
Yeah,
surviving in traffic.
Patou obviously did. Ericsson did pit a couple of laps before Patou, so Patou is going to have the fresher rubber underneath him with better grip on track, so he can afford to kind of capitalize on those moments. But yeah, it looks like after we were saying Newgarden was the one that's dropped off, McLaughlin now seems to have dropped off the first two. Power hanging in there with his teammate Newgarden, but it is very difficult staying with Newgarden on these short ovals. There is the, any danger of these green flag laps. He could just absolutely check out here. Yep. Welcome to the J News Show. Absolutely, Joe Barrera. Great to see you in chat as well. Cool. I know we are focusing a lot for leads, but I think there's a lot of position change going from there. If that's Kirkwood on merit, then that's fantastic.
It's a great drive
from Kyle going from there. I know he has, I want to say, struggled with ovals. I don't know if struggled's the right word, but he hasn't probably been as strong as what he's been on the other formats for Andretti. And we definitely know Andretti today are struggling with Herta wherever he is, 3 laps down in 24 after his issues on the first pit stop. But yeah, Roman Grosjean is a lap down in 13th. So yeah, Kirkwood doing very well representing the Andretti Autosport brand, which means that probably at some stage he'll be in a wall because Andretti Autosport don't do well in races.
Yay, Andretti! As we were just looking at a battle between Patou and Scott McLaughlin as Patou eyes the podium. He's got Penske in sight. They've been struggling to match any of the Penske's pace, but one of them has been kicked away from the pack, isolated, hunted by a predator.
Well, I was going to say, you can see Alexander Rossi is running in P7, keeping Alex Palou behind him. Rossi has made huge jumps in this race. Clearly, that Arrow McLaren car has a lot of pace in it. I just saw a Trump golf course commercial. No, Bruce. No. But yeah, clearly that Arrow McLaren has a lot of pace in it. And yeah, it's still 8 seconds off. That's really nothing, I'd say, in these short ovals. It's when it starts getting 10, 20 seconds that you're starting to kind of really
down at that point.
Well, yeah, pretty much. For now, I mean, look, we are getting close. This is Alex Palou in front of him. To Alex Palou being a lap down. It is definitely damage limitation on these short ovals for Alex Palou. He knew that this was probably going to be a weekend that he was going to be beaten in points wise, but if he gets a top 10 finish, for me, that's enough for Palou.
Yeah. Even top 10. Yeah. He was going for this weekend was his last chance at the £1 million. The prize for winning a oval street and road course. I can't remember the sponsors of it. People for Change, People for Good, something like that. It was his last chance to get the £1 million.
He's still got a chance tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not today.
Well, yeah, like we said, we can't kind of necessarily guarantee that too much, but yeah, it is interesting from there. We are getting very close to having less than 100 laps here. We've run 142 out of the 250. Joseph Newgarden making his way, carving his way, probably is a better way to put it, through traffic. He's now put about a 2.3 second gap between himself and Will Power. He just is so good at navigating his way through this traffic. Like, I don't know who is better. Look, I mean, yeah, where is Willpower and where's Joseph Newgarden? Crazy. Palou is just managing to kind of hang on there. I think the traffic has saved him.
Ilot's had a bit of a moment going high up. It looked like Pato was trying to push past someone, so maybe he got caught a little bit. Had to bail, go wide, and there is Benjamin Pedersen. Look at him go!
Look at him go! He's about to go 8 down.
I tell you what,
8 down, 8 down, 8 down!
I know there's 8 down. There's been one man that's been able to stick with Joseph Newgarden all day, and it's Benjamin Pedersen. What a driver!
Got to say, it's good for Connor Daly. He looks like he's ahead of Elio Castro Neves right now, so that's good for him. But he's only got an opportunity. He's good on ovals. I know he prefers it. 8 down, 9 to go. Oh, geez, you gotta laugh. But wow, Will Power's really kind of. I don't know. He's Power's got problems. As Pato's overtaken him, Scott McLaughlin's overtaken him. Has he found the wall? I don't know. His car's looking a little shaky there for sure. I don't know if his tyres have just dropped off. Obviously, they haven't. Yeah, they have pitted for their second pit stop, so it's not like the tyres would have dropped off performance-wise. I don't know. His Power had a moment there, but his car was looking just very unstable through the corners. Joe New is using push to pass. Got to be doing something because he makes everybody else look terrible. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever it is, Joseph Newgarden is just God mode on the short track ovals. No one has an answer for him, really. Yeah. It's something in the... Oh, and he has hit the wall. There he is. That is damage. And like we saw last year, was it a driver shaft failure for Joseph Newgarden? It was. On that rear right tyre? I don't think it was last year, but I think it was 2 years ago. I know, it was last year, because that's where he got the concussion. Oh, geez, yeah, it was. Because he was on cruise control to do the double last year, and then he had that failure, and it just snapped into the wall, which allowed Pato to go and win the race. But that's an area of the car you don't want to be putting under strain under by smacking into a wall. As it looked like it was just a graze, but you never know. Has that caused more underlying damage for Will Power? At these speeds, any sort of contact with the wall, these Indy cars are pretty robust, and obviously you're more in the road course and street course aero setup here, but they are still kind of robust. For now, as we get into the next round of pit stops open, last week's first time race winner in Toronto, Christian Lundgaard, comes into the pits again. Sorry, have I mentioned that? I don't think you have. Have I mentioned that? I forgot who won last week. Can anyone confirm whether I mentioned that or not? But yeah. Indy cars are very robust in certain places. Caution! Caution! Graham! Graham Rahal! No! He's just going on the flag! America! Wow, I mean, he does have pretty much the stars and stripes in his 15, so it's only fitting that the 15 car go from there. There's always a caution during a commercial on Peacock, Lowell. Oh, it wasn't anything big. Oh, Steph. I think he's just smacked the wall on the 3 and 4, but and has lost the wheel. This does bring people back into play. I always forget how lapped traffic works. Does everyone get back on the lead lap, or is it only if you're 1 lap down? I think it's literally down to race control, but I think it's only the lap down. People. Graham has a set of white walls. How the heck do you work out the race start order? No idea. Haggis. Thank you, AM. Good to see you back in chat. Nice. Too soon for the final stops. Absolutely, it's too soon for the final stops. Comes in here. Haggis. Yeah, I think everyone gets 1 lap back. Right. Nice. Okay, just 1 lap. It's a sorry state. It's a sorry state for the 15 Graham Rahal car. At least it's nice and easy for the safety crew team. Yeah. Because he is nowhere near the track. And Graham Rahal was running well. He was running highest of the Rahal Letman Lanigan. His teammate Christian Lundgaard, who was a first-time winner out on a race at Toronto last week. He wasn't competing as much as Graham Rahal, but now he will probably be the highest place car behind Indy 500 bump day hero Jack Harvey. And here we see Graham. We can see Graham. Oh, hi, Graham. Hi.
Exactly the same spot Will Power nearly had this moment, but for Graham Rahal, not as fortunate as the New Zealand Australian. Boom, tyre just straight went. Boom.
Those well done will pit to work on their cars. The serious players won't. Yep. Fair play from there. So we are under 100 laps to go, and we have got our first caution of the race.
Yeah. We get into the territory, less than 100 laps to go. This is the one you need to be starting to make some moves if you want to have a substantial result here. With everyone, a lot of cars coming back onto the lead lap, we could get into a period of full send, more people saying hello to the wall.
My man to watch at this restart is Alexander Rossi.
Yes.
I think his car's been pretty quick out there.
Dives for pit road. Have we got a problem? Interesting
here. No, they are all coming in. Scott said the big players wouldn't come in. Well, I got that way wrong. I was just about to say high line being swept. Yeah. Wow.
Is this going to be quite a lengthy caution if they're sweeping the whole high line?
Maybe potentially, which may give them just about to make it, or they may just have to have one more pit stop, which will be kind of just a crazy race off pit road.
I think they'll need one more pit stop. That'd be a bit of a
Oh, that was close between Power and Marcus Ericsson, but did manage to avoid trouble with each other in pit row. So we have the normal top four running as it stands. Joseph Newgarden P1, Will Power P2, Scott McLaughlin P2, Pato Wall P3, and Scott McLaughlin, Pato Wall P3, Will Power P4. Wow, I got there in the end. I really got there. I love the fact that they sweep the track because it's going to get wild. Absolutely. It's going to get wild up there. We are less than 100 laps. This is where moves will be made. You have pretty much everyone in that top 15, I'm pretty sure, who are now back on the lead lap. So moves will be made. And this is where the famous saying, the saying that always is said at this time during a race, what do cautions breed, Stephen?
Roman Grosjean in the wall.
Not quite the catchphrase, but cautions breed cautions.
Yeah. I feel like it's the second most popular.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I feel like this is a long caution just purely on working out race order. I feel like that's the kind of carnage element to this. It's about to get wild. Track being swept. Absolutely. Everyone's noting the track being swept. And it is going to mean that everyone can go 2 wide, maybe even 3 wide into corners. We are now 89 laps left. And they go by in a flash here at Iowa. Just like that.
That was a better kick.
Just like
exactly. That. I won't match.
Thank you.
Joseph Newgarden of clicking.
I am the Joseph Newgarden of clicking. No. When I start clicking, you just try and keep up with me. What's the one that they do? They do that and then like click. That's the Guinness Book of Records.
Oh, I hate that one.
Yeah,
that feels like bones are being crushed.
Yeah, weird one. Anyway, sidetrack during the caution because
I just got that in my head now.
That's what kind of happens. But I believe where the grid stands when we are going to go green here is Newgarden is P1, Scott McLaughlin is P2, Pato Ward is P3, Will Power is P4. They've cut the timing sheet, so I can't see from there, but I think it's Marcus Ericsson is P5. Was Malukas up there? No, Rossi was P6, I'm pretty sure. From there, give me 2 seconds and I'll do the rest of the rundown of the top 15. Here we go. So Ericsson P5, Cole Kirkwood is P6, Alexander Rossi P7. Carrie Underwood is still rocking it out on stage, or was that earlier? She got the guitar pick, that little girl in the crowd. She is living her Carrie Underwood dream. It is earlier. We've pretty much seen that. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure they do the gig to kind of...
Before.
Is the main event. Aaron Bremser, lol. Thanks, Aaron. But we are piling up behind the safety car. Surely this is going to come to green very soon.
What is the pace car? It's quite nice.
It's got to be a Chevy, surely. Always a Chevy. Surely it's got to be a Chevy. Stephen, is it a Chevy?
Is this technically a Chevy track? Because it depends on who the track favours, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
Because Hondas have their own pace cars, don't they?
Maybe.
I want to say. Or they all. Am I actually thinking that wrong? And it's Roger owning the IndyCar and owning the pace cars.
There you go, Val. That's what she sings. She sings other stuff, but yes. I don't get the idea of combining with concerts, but that's me. My view is, Scott, is we've spoken about this in the past. You know, why Ovals kind of left the IndyCar calendar was they weren't putting bums in seats. If we put bums in seats by having a concert as well, by having people like Carrie Underwood and obviously Ed Sheeran tomorrow at the racetrack, do it. Why not? Why not? I know it's a bit of kind of razzmatazz beforehand, but yeah, it's if it's something that helps out, gotta say that it's a good thing. If it gets bums in seats, I'm all for it.
I know they have the whole festival thing at Silverstone for the British Grand Prix.
Yeah. It's, in F1, F1 has become a huge thing for those kind of concerts, popular, for sure.
Yeah.
Exactly. Whatever gets people to watch IndyCar is fine by me. All for it. Same. We're combining music with air shows. Another girl gift to Britain from our generous American cousins. Absolutely. Right, I think we are about to go green as they're getting very close up the pack behind Joseph Newgarden here. There is 84 laps to go, I'm pretty sure, of this race. 83 laps to go. And it is chaos moves at the start. Cole Kirkwood is the big mover and Marcus Ericsson has gone past. Pato Ward is having a look up the inside of Scott McLaughlin. Is he going to make the move stick? He's made that inside line work on Scott Dixon earlier in the race. Can he make it work here? Scott Dixon has made moves. So coming back into the top 10. Rossi lost out to Alex Palou at the start. Cole Kirkwood had made moves, but Will Power has retaken Cole Kirkwood. But Ericsson moves up into that P4 position. And now Power has retaken it. So outside of the top three of Newgarden, McLaughlin and Pato, they seem to have stormed off into a little bit of a race on their own here. Obviously, we're not going to have any traffic. But yeah, other behind that, it seems an interesting little exchange between Kirkwood, Ericsson and Power. But if it stays green to here, it looks like our race challengers are going to be Newgarden, McLaughlin and Pato O'Ward, last year's race winner.
For race 2.
Aaron, how long before Grosjean crashes out? I don't know. Stephen, over to you.
For the Roman Grosjean crash report. Well, we're at lap 70, so lap 170. He's doing pretty well so far, but that means he's getting closer to the wall.
Thanks for the crash report, Stephen. We're now right on board with Joseph Newgarden as, his bus bro is close up behind him, and Pato O'Ward hasn't got a victory in IndyCar this season. He knows that realistically the championship is out of his grabs this year, so he will be desperate to win. So he will be hanging on to these Penske boys as tough as he can. But like we said so many times in this stream, Joseph Newgarden, Iowa, it is a match made in heaven.
Your big mover Alexander Rossi prediction, he's making big moves, but it ain't going forward. He's making big moves backwards. P9 could not repeat the start here. The
commentator's curse is a dark
race.
horse. Alexander Rossi, like you said, missing out big time. Lap 174 of 250 here as we close into the final 75 laps here at Iowa. We'll be back again tomorrow to do it all over again. This man, Joseph Newgarden, who's leading the race, starts lower down in the field P7. We've got Graham Rahal being interviewed. I'm presuming that he potentially clipped the inside track a little bit early.
As Graham Rahal is currently doing his interview, is he still technically ahead of Benjamin Pedersen on track? Do we know?
He's surely got to be down, hasn't he? Because of
I don't know,
gaining a lap back. Rossi and Dixon battling, but let's just watch the leader by himself. Alex, it's a fair point.
Yeah.
It's a fair point. There is a lot of kind of battles out on track there, although I don't think it is Rossi fighting Dixon too much anymore. Looks like Dixon's gapped him a little bit, and it's more Sato and Rossi who will be the next fight on track. Alex Palou, P7, he's been roughly there or thereabouts all race, hasn't he, Alex Palou? And here he is! Pedersen watch! He's another lap down! Another lap down for Pedersen. Another lap down for Pedersen.
Back to -8 for Benjamin Pedersen. I'm pretty sure he will.
I did say -12, so I'm still in it.
He is technically ahead of Graham Rahal, so he has managed to get ahead of the first retiree of the race.
Yeah, unlike last year, both races are the same distance. Weird? Potentially. I don't know. Yeah. Nah.
Was last year the second race was 200?
It might have even been 300.
300?
Yeah, I feel like it was 300.
One 250 and one 300.
Yeah, I want to say that. Who knows? From there, but yeah.
I'm just going to throw that statement out there.
Yeah, sure. Someone will correct me in chat. But so we've still got the top 11 on the lead lap, and Roman Grosjean is still on the lead lap here. I believe we are still going to have another pit window. I wonder when they will pit. Because obviously the caution did go to 160. They pitted those leaders around about lap 150?
150, 160, yeah.
Yeah, interesting on that. But yeah, Joseph Newgarden, bam, already flown. He's gone. He's gone. If this race remains green, we need a caution near the end here.
I presume they would go 210. Maybe some people risk it and just go fuel. But that's pushing the tyres way too much, wouldn't it? You could... It's not really worth the gamble. Splash fuel.
You see here, Stephen, you see, last year it was 250 and 300.
Oh, whoa!
And not to jinx him, but Pedersen may be well down, but he's kept his nose clean. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love that. Like, Benjamin Pedersen is the most loved, terrible driver on the grid. Was it Mid-Ohio? Yeah, you can't shut up about the guy running in B24.
Make it stop. I was trying to do a nice thing.
Pedersen's made some moves out there. He's gone from P28 to P27. Kept it clean.
No, I think Mid-Ohio was the race where he peed everyone off.
Yeah, he did. He did quite dramatically. And maybe he's just scared. Maybe he's like, well, if people don't want me in the race, I'm just going to not be in the race. Like, geez. Here we go. Still riding on board. O'Ward, look, is within a second of McLaughlin. We got Kirkwood
Jeez.
just outside the second on Ericsson, who's close at the moment. We got Palou and Dixon are super close. We may have a inter-team battle there. As Dixon trying to make some moves in the championship. It would just be a couple points swing if he gets past teammate. But, every now helps.
Tesco's. It's the catchphrase, isn't it? Tesco's. Every little helps. And Stevens broke on chat. Back to the racing, or if we're watching coverage, back to the fields.
Back to the field.
Back to the fields. Corn! The mighty corn.
May save corn for tomorrow.
We may save corn. Go all out in the corn 250. Scott McLaughlin carving his way past Benjamin Pedersen. Well done, Pedersen. He may keep it to single figures here. You can't say that. That's harsh. Harsh indeed. But we are in this
He's
part.
not keeping it because that was another lap. That's 9 laps down.
Was it 9?
He's 9 laps down.
You sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Scotty Mack finally getting past him.
Again.
Oh. Still looking good for my prediction of 12. We say this. It has been an entertaining race for sure. But it was certainly interesting in the early stages. There was a little bit of scuffles around the top of the pack. The Penske drivers, once they checked out, it was interesting. But as soon as Joseph Newgarden just made that run where he got past Scott McLaughlin and Will Power in the space of, about 20 laps, I think, on track, which obviously is like no time at all on these short ovals, it just seemed game over. Alex Palou, I think they're saying, is chasing down Cole Kirkwood here, or is it teammate Scott Dixon, who needs to finish ahead of Palou? It's Dixon, Palou's nearest championship rival. If you finish behind him, that lead extends. Although after today, it will be Joseph Newgarden, who will be Palou's closest championship rival.
Just outside of 100 points difference.
John T, great to see you in chat. Great to see you. It's been quite a while. And he has taken the term slow and steady wins the race to the extreme.
Everyone better keep an eye out on Benjamin Pedersen. We all know who won out of the tortoise and the hare.
Welcome back to Benjamin Pedersen Fanatics. We're just giving you a lap-by-lap commentary of Benjamin Pedersen. He is staying really out there in terms of it with AJ Foyt. He's a recognisable car, all red in there. Red, it's always a winning colour, and being down in P28 today, he's doing a fantastic job out there, for sure.
It's really days like these you remember for drives that Benjamin Pedersen has produced for us.
Absolutely.
It's magical. It's magical. It's really up there. Every race Benjamin Pedersen takes part in goes down in IndyCar folklore.
Absolutely. Benjamin Pedersen is, he is a true patron of the channel. He's never interacted with it once. But he is our hero.
I don't mind that because I know he's above me.
You know what? Benjamin Pedersen is the new hometown boy. Although, if we lived in Denmark.
If we lived
Is he Danish?
Denmark.
I want to say Pedersen's Danish as well. I want to say that.
Benjamin Pedersen is everywhere.
All we can say is Benjamin Pedersen is the second best Danish driver in the series.
Who's the first best?
It's first time winner last time out in Toronto last week, Christian Lundgaard.
Oh, wow.
Lundgaard.
Wow. I forgot who won that race.
Yeah, you should have done. It was only a week ago, and Christian Lundgaard, incredible.
Wow.
Alex Palou finished P2 with a wing that could have quite easily turned into propeller. It was that flexible at the end. Dixon is no threat for the title. Consistency is his forte. That time has passed. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially with the number of wins that Palou has secured. It's pretty difficult to amount. The only one who can really match Palou for those sort of number of wins is Joseph Newgarden. So, yeah, Newgarden, as always. What was I saying? I feel like this is a bit of an off year for Joseph Newgarden, and he's going to be the closest challenger again and probably finish P2 in the championship.
Most probably.
That's just what he does. Palou needs to bin it in order for everyone to be able to challenge him for the championship. It's so hard. It is.
Yeah.
But Palou has been brilliant. As much I can't ill wish it. Yeah, obviously as a fan, and obviously we got so used to, the championship going down to the last race. But man, what he has done in the last kind of 8 weeks or so has been pretty damn special. Pedersen is a Dane. His money will run out, and Foyt will hire someone else next year.
There we go.
Well, that was optimistic, but probably. Cheers. We are now in the territory of countdown. 46 laps to go, and Joseph Newgarden's closest competitor in Scott McLaughlin is 7.5 seconds down.
I'm expecting pit stops in about 10, 15 laps, I think.
I'm not even sure pit stops can rescue them now. Only a caution can rescue anyone having a chance of stopping Joseph Newgarden.
But then even then, it's only 11 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah.
If a caution comes out.
Well, yeah, but it's more McLaughlin and O'Ward and Power making a shot for the win.
True.
But Carl Kirkwood comes into the pits. Carl Kirkwood is into the pits. Alex Palou. And I think O'Ward is in the pits as well.
O'Ward?
Yeah, Pato has gone into the pits. Power's in the pits. Dixon's in the pits.
10, 15 laps. What? Everyone's coming in now.
Interesting. It will still be kind of flat out. There won't be any kind of fuel conservation. I'm pretty sure it may be a splash. It may not even be a fuel stop for some of these drivers because they may have been able to save enough. Yeah, it might be just kind of quick dash. Pretty much quick dash there from Pato. They can go flat out towards the end here. I don't like Palou for the same reason I never liked Mario. Get tired of the announcers fawning over him. Fair play.
Victim of his own success.
He is indeed. And now race leader Joseph Newgarden in. Looks a good clean stop there. No issues on the car. There he is. All good to the end. And Scott McLaughlin gets out ahead on pit road.
Surely not. No, because I think McLaughlin came in the lap before.
Smart. Got that. No worries.
No worries. Everyone stay calm. Newgarden's still leading the race.
Don't panic. Newgarden fans, don't panic. Rossi has led laps this race, though, which from starting P20, got to say, it's been a pretty impressive race for him. As it currently stands. Joseph Newgarden working his way past Hunko's Hollinger racing car.
We got about to... Oh, Pedersen! No! And Santucci!
Does it bring out a caution in pit road?
No, this is just sort out amongst the teams. As Benjamin Pedersen goes straight into double figures for the laps down.
Stacking pit stops for Foyt. Aaron, in IndyCar, each car has its own grid slot. So, whoa, Power and Ericsson going wheel to wheel there. Ericsson holding tight on the inside. Will Power holding tight on the outside. Whoa. Ericsson makes it. Holds it because he had got ahead of Will Power after his issues after tapping the wall. He's never quite recovered. Our pole sitter for today, now running P5 in the race. Dixon has got past Palou, though. So that's another 2 points lost for Palou to Joseph Newgarden. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think he's going to be too worried. Like we said, if he finishes on the top 10, it's been a good race for him. Alexander Rossi, poor pit stop was that, potentially? He's down to 10th.
I think he was already down
Okay.
down after his
No
restart.
problem at all. Oh!
Devlin!
Kept his nose clean.
That's going to be a pit lane penalty for Devlin Francesco.
Was it?
Or is it Pedersen's
I thought it's
unsafe release?
Yeah, unsafe pit release, isn't it? From
It's
Benjamin
difficult
Pedersen.
because Devlin's not in the inside lane.
Yeah.
Which he probably should be for his pit box.
Big C, unsafe release for Benjamin. Avoidable contact for Pedersen. Not his fault, but he'll pay.
Yeah, I think Devlin should have been on the inside line because that's tricky. Tricky for the pit guys to release the car when no one's on the inside line.
It really is. But we have managed to survive pit row without any caution. So it's just whether the drivers can keep it clean towards the end of the race. Laps 35 to go here. Joseph Newgarden has a lead of over 3 seconds. Pato is 7 down, so I don't know the fact that McLaughlin was able to cut a lot of time there. Was he fuel saving in that last stint? And he was able to just have a dash, so he's running lighter than Joseph Newgarden at this stage? I don't know. That was maybe potentially the only difference that it's going to be, but I can imagine that all cars are pretty much on the same kind of fuel at this stage, for sure. It's just, it would have reduced the amount of time in the pit stops. But McLaughlin's still going to have to find 3 seconds on Newgarden, and on this track, 3 seconds must feel like 3 laps.
Look at that.
When
Scott
facing
McLaughlin's pit crew. Well done, guys. They look good. They gained a second just on the pit lane from the pit crew.
To be honest, when you're 12 laps down, even a 10-minute penalty wouldn't make any difference. Joseph is managing the gap. I would say so as well. He's in that thing where he feels at home with his thing. He doesn't need to push it outright. He just can afford to manage that car as it currently stands. But yeah, 3 seconds out. Awards drop in. It is literally McLaughlin's the only one who's got any chance of facing Newgarden. But I feel like these last 30 laps, yeah, it's going to be there. Dixon has made it past Kirkwood, though. So Dixon is making progress. Probably on for a top 5 finish here, I would say, Scott Dixon.
Yep. He's got power in his sights, and Power's just struggled. He dominated that first 100 laps or so, and he's just struggled since. As for Roman Grosjean, I feel like he's going to finish a race.
Oh, as he gets a bit squirrely, Marcus Ericsson is on his tail.
Cuts off Ericsson there.
Whoa! Ericsson is going to be
feisty.
Woo! No love lost between those ex-F1 rivals.
Ericsson hit me. 28 laps to go. Come on, Grosjean. I've kind of flipped. Like, come on, let's survive a race, Grosjean.
Top 10. Here we come. Top 10.
I don't care about position. I just want him to see the checkered flag.
27 laps to go, and Cole Kirkwood is running in P7. Where's the number 27 car?
Nice. There's Newgarden. And let's get down to a second now between Chevy Penske teammates. That's the word. Scotty Mack and Joseph Newgarden. Bus Bros. Will there be a battle at the end? I think it was those two at I think it was those two last year at Texas, or was that this year at Texas, when Scott McLaughlin was leading the race and Newgarden literally going on the last lap?
Big C Burger with you. Does Grosjean actually finish this race?
No.
And Scott not wanting to jinx it, but this would continue Joseph's unbeaten run on ovals this year.
Nice. So was it Texas this year that it was Scott McLaughlin leading and then Newgarden nipped him on the final
I think
lap?
Just Newgarden dominated.
No, it was right on the final
Pretty sure
corner.
That was last year.
Final corner. Was it last year?
Because I'm pretty sure that was when McLaughlin won St. Pete, and then it went to Texas race 2, and Scott McLaughlin looked like he was going to win 2 and 2, and then Newgarden stole it.
Nabbed it, yeah.
Was
it this year? Was it with Patos?
I think potentially. They were definitely racing out thing. And did it finish under caution? that kind of robbed us a little bit. I kind of wanted to feel like it ended on a caution. Anyway, Newgarden and McLaughlin gaps maintained around 3 seconds. 22 laps to go.
Binned it on the last lap.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember, and that was the heartbreaking thing because Pato had to run. Yes, but we won't see any heroics from Pato today. But I was kind of lining up, will Scott McLaughlin be able to get revenge and nab the win on Joseph Newgarden? But it doesn't look like it. As maybe it's just traffic management right now that's extending the gap, most probably. As Palou, next victim of the lap down.
Absolutely. For the first time today, Alex Palou has fallen off the lead lap. Joseph Newgarden has been imperious. We said all race how strong he is on short ovals, and the man just delivers. It does bring down the lead in the championship to Palou to just 100. If he wins tomorrow as well, and Palou finishes in a similar sort of position, brings it down to maybe about 80 odd.
I think about 80, 70. But obviously, Palou's starting further back tomorrow. He's starting in P11.
So is Joseph Newgarden on
Yes.
that one. And we said Dixon would be catching power. We've now got this fight on track. The two experienced heads within the series. Dixon having a look at willpower. 18 laps to go. David Malukas is in position. Drum roll, please. We have to keep going until they stop the battle for fifth.
We're just shaking. It's an earthquake in England.
Oh! Who's got there? He's in P12.
Hey!
There he is. There we go. That's what we were waiting for.
And by the time we were waiting for that, we're now 16 laps to go.
Scotty Mack was dominating up until the very end. Yep. You're right. You're right, Scott.
I remember because it went right to the line. Because he literally grabbed him off turn 4, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Joseph Newgarden just knows how to deliver, knows how to make those runs on an oval, which has been why a surprise why he hasn't been able to win at the Indy 500 before. But now he's got that monkey off his back. Be interesting to see, can he consistently challenge for the win in years to come. Ericsson can't get paid, but is leading F1 hot ticket Palou and 6-time champ Dixon as his teammates.
Yeah. We've said Ericsson's a decent driver. But is he like championship worthy driver? I've always had my doubts.
What he gains, does he go ahead of Scott Dixon in the championship here? No, probably not, because there's only about 4 points difference from there. And Scott Dixon had quite a few laps on him there. But now we're getting it close to the exciting start of a rundown. Countdown to the finish line with car numbers. I hope you're all getting excited for this.
We're going to have to be quick of Malukas, though.
So it is 12 laps to go. Will Power is currently running in P5.
Nice.
As we ride with him along the back straight.
On the back straight.
Joseph Newgarden crosses the line, makes it 11 laps to go. Takuma Sato is in P9.
P9. Takuma's had a decent race. He is now last, but he was at some points the highest placed Chip Ganassi car.
Ericsson did lead most of last season. It did seem, but that was heavily affected by his Indy 500 double points win from there. Ericsson's results, I think he would have conceded the championship lead to Power quite a while beforehand. If that had been the case, and also Joseph Newgarden had his kind of faults from there. But yes, he still was up there. Ericsson still kind of made it chance. Like I said, we've never said he's a bad driver. But Dixon is a 6-time champ.
Like, he could be a 2-time Indy 500 winner.
Yes, he is leading Palou today, but Palou is coming off the back of winning like 5 out of the last, or winning 4 out of the last 6 races. From there. Oh, God, I've missed a few ones. 9 laps to go. Scott Dixon, P6. 8 laps to go. Christian Ericsson, P4.
Nice.
Good save. Good save.
Good save. That's good. No timing sheets.
He did lead before the Indy 500, correct. Yeah, he did. He had a very good start to the year.
7
but
laps.
Many a driver. 7 laps to go, Alexander Rossi, P10. Many drivers have had strong starts to championship seasons and fallen away. And that looks like that's what
It
happened
was
to
all
Marcus
in the
Ericsson
business end.
from there.
That's where your
Christian
championship
Eriksen.
driver comes out.
I've said it again. I've done it again, Christian Eriksen. He is a Danish footballer.
6 laps to go.
Marcus Ericsson. 6 laps to go. Felix Rosenqvist, P13. It would make it a closer fight currently, but double points anywhere is dumb. Absolutely. Well, yeah. If it was double points, then you add an extra 50 points onto what Newgarden is there, and the gap would be 50 points between him and Palou.
Well, no, because Palou would have also got double points.
Yeah, that's true.
It would have been a smaller gap, yeah.
Correct.
Oh, we've had someone in the wall. It's going to hold up Newgarden.
5 laps to go. Pato Award, P3.
Nice. I don't know who was in the wall. It was a pink car. I've got bets. I think it was Elio. Was it Elio?
No idea, but it held up. 4 laps to go.
No, it wouldn't have been Elio. What am I saying? It's stupid.
It's someone, and they're not in the top 15.
I assume it was Connor Daly.
Let's do the number 06 car. Helio Castroneves, 14th. Good run for him, actually.
Yeah.
All things considered. 3 laps to go. Scott McLaughlin, P2. God, we're so close.
Yeah.
Last shout out because we don't have a final lap car. Connor Daly found the wall. Oh, Connor.
Connor was Connor.
Where's the Pedersen on board? Absolutely. We deserve the Pedersen on board. 14 laps down. 14 laps down. It's a race against time. Can he make the illustrious 17? As predicted, 2 laps. Joseph Newgarden leading the race. And yeah, it may have been a little bit of trouble getting through there. McLaughlin's going to get nowhere close to have a run. As we cross, white flag is waved. It looks like Joseph Newgarden could potentially
going to get one more lap down. 15. Let's go.
Can Will Power stay on the lead lap?
Oh,
it would be tough for obviously him having got pole position to then go a lap down to his teammate.
But here we go.
That's how dominating it is. Newgarden wins in Iowa again. Unbeaten on ovals this year. Now, Alex Palou's closest championship rival. It is going to take a miracle for Joseph Newgarden to get close enough in the points to challenge Alex Palou this year. But the only way you're going to do that is by stopping him winning races and winning them yourself. And that's exactly what Joseph Newgarden's done today. As soon as he got in front, he did not look back. We're back at Iowa tomorrow. Another hugely strong track for him, which obviously we know he dominated it again today. Can he deliver again tomorrow? Starts lower down on the grid in P7, but with Joseph Newgarden, the pace he shows, you just really don't know, what he's going to do. I think we're going to be looking at donuts here for Joseph Newgarden as he gets out to celebrate with the Iowa crowd. It's, fantastic again. The commentary have just called Joe New the king of the corn country.
King of the corn country. I love it.
Absolutely. The race will later be referenced as the one that Grosjean didn't crash out of.
Oh my God, yes, he survived!
Survival! Romain Grosjean!
The true driver of the day.
Allez la blue! Allez la blue! Bonjour Grosjean! Bonjour Grosjean!
The people's champion.
Shepherd's pie, AM. Love it. Good to see you. Well, gee, the Iowa king. He just knows what to do. Here he is, stands on top of the car, ready to raise his hands, be aloft, the coronation of the king. Iowa!
Corn! 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 Corn!
The man just knows how to win at Iowa. And just saying that, Joseph Newgarden has the real thing. And they've won here so often that the number 2 Penske crew are happy with the win, but they're not buzzed.
They're not going to run.
They just expect it. if Joseph Newgarden doesn't win at Iowa, it's been a bad day at the office. Grosjean's still in the race to be punched in the face for his driving today, probably. Bus Bros 1-2.
Feisty battles with a couple of people.
The king of corn country, Joseph Newgarden. Look, they are lined up 1, 2, and 3. Nice little podium for Pato O'Ward.
Back-to-back third-place finishes.
Yeah, so good for the Arrow McLaren driver. Like I said, still, if I was Ganassi, I would be looking at him and seeing if I could get him in. But I know Chip does like to probably go for young drivers more to be bold. Bus Bros is like, what's up, bro?
You call him Pato old?
He's not old, but he's been around a little bit. Great job by Award. It was a great job by Award. Anyway, Scott McLaughlin going, tough race. So, in fairness, Scott McLaughlin looks like he's run the 250 laps. The man's knackered.
It takes a lot to keep up with Joseph Newgarden.
It does. It does, especially when you're running.
Especially when you're running.
Especially when you're running.
Mighty impressive from the Kiwi there.
Hugely impressive, has to be said.
Running, and he still finished 15 laps ahead of Pedersen.
Incredible. Incredible. How much longer do we think till Pato gets a win this season? I can see it being a winless season for Pato, unfortunately. I don't think Arrow McLaren just not there. I think it's just going to be a Ganassi Penske fight for the wrestler wins for the season.
Yeah.
But you never know. Maybe Malukas can do something special tomorrow, starting P3. Throw a curveball.
I know this guy's starting in P7.
But he is very strong. He looks a man that is going, I just need to win. I mean, yeah.
So you're going to get a caution. We had a really clean race today. We only had, one caution?
Yeah, one caution.
We're probably going to have another caution tomorrow. Even if he makes up a few positions, get a caution, he's then immediately in the battle for the lead.
Yeah.
He's not going to fall too far behind.
No, it's very true.
Odds on him doing the double. Closing that gap and possibly getting some momentum for a late season charge. It seems so impossible to catch Palou. But if one man could do it.
It is Joseph Newgarden. He has been the bridesmaid for so many years after his last championship, his second championship in 2019.
It was Dixon's last championship win, where he was in a similar position to Palou. He was like walking the championship. And it was Newgarden's mighty effort to have a late season charge and bring it really close in the last race in the St. Pete.
And you do remember we have Nashville. And Nashville is Nashville. And that can bring up plenty of surprises. You can drive a great race there and someone could still put Palou in the wall.
The only problem is Newgarden's never had a good race at Nashville.
Has anyone? Well, I guess Marcus Ericsson's with his best one. But yeah, look, it's a great win from Newgarden. We're excited to do it all again tomorrow. But yeah, it's perfect. Who would we also see Newgarden do a season F1 before his pace drops off? Yeah, it would be great to see him do that. I think he'd be fantastic. But I think
it's difficult. You need the right political connections to get a seat in F1 with where he is at his stage of his career.
Yeah.
If he makes the right friends, he could get a shout somewhere.
But would he want to? I think he's quite happy being Team America and representing IndyCar because, you know, he knows he's with the best team historically in the series. He knows he's always going to have a car that can challenge for the championship. He knows he's going to have cars historically that are going to challenge for the Indy 500. Why would he want to go from there? But yeah, interesting from there. Pato O'Ward now being interviewed, Stevens driver. But it looks like Pato has started to regain a bit more of the Pato we're used to be seeing rather than the slightly erratic Pato that we saw at the start of the year.
Yes, yeah, in that middle patch. At the start of the year is fine. It just a couple of things went against him. Then got a bit desperate, I think, because he had when things went against him, but he had his best start. Then things went a bit bad, and he was chasing it a little bit. But just build consistency. Unfortunately, this is the season where Chip Ganassi and Penske have got really nice cars.
Indeed,
and
they
so
do.
it's a struggle to pick up anything on that top step. He could do it. He will need a few things to go his way. Probably he's not going to be tomorrow, but he's got another. Pretty sure he's going to have a top 10 start tomorrow.
You never know. You never know on an oval. As much as this one has been dominated by Joseph Newgarden today, it could quite easily be absolute carnage and chaos tomorrow. But yeah, as we are streaming tomorrow, we'll leave it there for today, guys. It's been a really enjoyable race. It's been another kind of fantastic one. Was it one of the most thrilling races of the season? I probably wouldn't say so. But again, it was a masterclass from one of the top talents in this series, Joseph Newgarden, King of Corn Country. He's done it in race 1. Can he do it in race 2 tomorrow? Join us then. But yeah, if they're new around here or haven't done so already, Stephen, what can they do?
They can like, subscribe, and ding that bell.
And for now, well, I wasn't sure. You delayed. You paused me. You got me. You got me. For now, you Indy fans, keep racing.